and welcome to Biology Rocks. We're your hosts, Scientist Shay and
Scientist Julia.
And today we're going to learn about cellular respiration. These 6 people represent the 6-carbon glucose molecule. 2 phosphates are added to the glucose molecule, and the 2 pillows represent these phosphates. The phosphates came from the 2 ATP molecules that are needed to start glycolysis. The ADP from these ATP gets stored for later use. This is known as the energy investment phase. When the phosphates are added, the 6-carbon glucose molecule splits into 2 3-carbon molecules with a phosphate.
These 3 people represent the 3-carbon sugar phosphate, the pillow being the phosphate. This is made into a pyruvate during 10 steps. Throughout these steps, electrons are moved to coenzyme NAD+ to make NADH. And guess what else? ATP is made. Finally, the energy payoff phase occurs, and the ADP that was stored now attaches to a phosphate, creating more ATP. In the end, 4 ATP are made, but since 2 were used, there was a gain of 2 ATP and 2 NADH were made for later use.
That's a lot to take in, so let's review. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm and breaks down glucose into 2 molecules of pyruvate.
In the energy investment phase, 2 ATP molecules are used, but since we haven't produced any ATP yet, that brings our total to -2 ATP molecules.
But no need to fear, because in the energy payoff phase, 4 molecules of ATP are created, bringing our total to 2 ATP.
But that is nowhere near enough energy to power our cells, so let's see how we make more ATP in the next few steps. The apple represents acetyl-coenzyme A, and out here is the cytoplasm, and in here is the mitochondria.
Question.
Yes, child.
What does the doorway represent?
This is the membrane that allows certain things to pass through into the mitochondria.
Oh.
In the intermediate stage, a 2-carbon part of pyruvate and coenzyme A is added to an acetyl group, forming acetyl-coenzyme A, which goes into the Krebs cycle. During this process, carbon dioxide is released, making 2 NADH. For a visual, this is how the intermediate stage works. In the Krebs cycle, acetyl-coenzyme A, represented by these strawberries, combines with oxaloacetate, represented by this milk, to form citrate, this strawberry milk.
The Krebs cycle continues through 7 steps, where the citrate is further broken down back to the oxaloacetate.
Also in this process, 2 ATP molecules are made. Now, the Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, can get kind of confusing, so we'll discuss the key points. As you know, glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm, and the Krebs cycle happens in the mitochondrial matrix.
The Krebs cycle breaks down pyruvate, creating ATP, NADH, FADH, 2, and CO2. The main part of the Krebs cycle is to oxidize or lose electrons. Those lost high-powered electrons end up getting on the bus and go on to make more ATP.
Now at the end of this stage, we have a total of 4 ATP molecules, but that is still nowhere near the amount that we need for one cell to do its job. So in the next stage, we finally get the energy we need. Roll the clip, guys.
I am a very angry electron. Why? Because I'm full of all this energy. They told me that this bus was going to come and get me a long time ago, very long time ago, and it's not here. Do you know what the bus is? Because I can't find it. The bus? I'm getting very angry. Where's the bus? Do you know what the bus is? The bus. Where's the bus? Hey, guess what? The electron without energy? Yeah, that's me. The bus is here. Look it. Over there. The bus is here. The bus is here. The bus is here. The electron transport chain is in the folds of the mitochondria called cristae, and they are made up of protein complexes. The ETC itself does not generate any ATP. Scientist J represents the electron that goes down the chain and loses energy. At the end, oxygen attracts the electron and H+ ion, forming water.
While the electrons move down the electron transport chain, chemiosmosis occurs where H+ ions go from the mitochondrial matrix into the inner membrane. But in the end, the H+ ions go the opposite way into the mitochondrial matrix from the inner membrane through the protein complex ATP synthase.
This final stage of cellular respiration involves getting the amount of ATP and NADH we need.
The electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation are key components in this process, and in the end we get the 36 to 38 ATP molecules that one of our cells needs to do its job properly.
But always remember, the process of cellular respiration is constantly repeating itself because in 1 second, our body uses about 1 million ATP.
See you next time on Biology Rocks!